Hey guys, so as many of you guys likely might know, my main is a striker. I've been playing this class since Vicus. I've been playing it for quite a while through all its iterations, through all its ups, where striker was considered one of the strongest back attacks in the game. But I still don't really agree with that. I think Midwar was just actually insane with the class and still is. But then I've also been there on the downs as well, where striker was not in a very good spot. And as a result, I think I have a pretty good opinion and idea on what the class is, what it should be, and where it is in the meta. So I want to take the time today to talk a little bit about the class because a lot of people are considering making new classes for the Power Pass. And I want to talk a little bit about my baby boy, my striker, and give you guys an informed idea or opinion on the class itself so that you can take this opinion and think about it on your own, see if it's something that you want to, make and decide ultimately if you want to make it or not. I think with anything, even though I would say that I know what the strengths and weaknesses are of the class, you guys might not have the same mindset as me. You guys might want to play the class because of XYZ reason, despite all the pros and cons. But I think it's important for me to talk about this. That way you guys can make an informed decision. I'm not saying my word is black and white, but just take it into consideration when you think about the class. So personally, I think right now Striker is in a not so great place. In my opinion, I actually think it might be one of the worst back attack classes in the game. Maybe only barring no, maybe only being beat by Control Glaiver. I think that might be the only class in the game that back attack class in the game that can give Striker a run for its money in terms of being the worst back attack class in the game. Not because of damage, but like the fact that it does have mana issues. It is hard to keep on the back as a Swift class 100% of the time. There are many issues there, but I think in terms of damage ceiling, even Control Glaiver is higher than Striker. I'd say that if you're just picking the class based on playstyle and not anything else like aesthetic or anything like that, I'd say that you should give Lunar Reaper a try because, in my opinion, Lunar Reaper plays exactly like Striker in every way, shape, and form. And I'm not even joking about that. I'll go into that in a little bit in the clips. But it really is very similar to Striker, except there's a lot more quality of life there. And if you want to play Striker for the synergy, I would recommend playing War Dancer. It gives the exact same synergy, but is a lot less clunky of a class, but it's also a lot stronger than Striker. And I'll go over everything in a lot more detail in the clips to follow. I talked about this on my Twitch stream last night, and I wanted to show that to y'all today. So, as always, please, I stream every single night on twitch.tv/MisoXShiru, starting at 10 p.m. PST. So, hopefully, I'll see y'all on my stream. All right, guys, enjoy the video. I saw a title and I just can't lurk quietly. You also think Striker is a Garbo class? I agree, man. It's my main, but that shit sucks ass, bro. It is what it is. Again, I said this many times before. I will say it on the record. Clip me, whatever you want. Striker is the worst fucking back attack class in the game right now. It is what it is. I think, like, even in many ways, Striker is worse than Control Glaiver. Nah, it's PS Shadowhunter? Well, PS Shadowhunter doesn't have to play back attack for one, right? But two, I think the ceiling for PS Shadowhunter is higher than than Striker. As a person who played pre-buff PS Shadowhunter, I would still say pre-buff PS Shadowhunter might even have been better. Hot take, maybe. Maybe hot take. As a person who played full entropy PS Shadowhunter before it got its buff, I think that might have been better to play than fucking Striker. Oh yeah, Legoros plays fucking Shadowhunter too, don't you? But you swapped over to DI, right? Your DI always parses the same as your PS now? Really? Is it just because DI just got buffed that much more? Is it because DI got buffed, or what do you think? What is your opinion of PS Shadowhunter? Where would you place PS Shadowhunter? DI got buffed 3 times in a row. PS didn't get touched, but PS you need to sweat it out more for Dom to Nightmare for ceiling, and of course way more gems for compared to Striker. I mean compared to DI, right? Yeah. I mean I agree. The damage might be similar because the buffs recently to DI, but again, in terms of like a back attacker, I don't know. I just think like back attack, Striker is still kind of there. like you said, for the 4 Dom 2 Nightmare, right? It's that's not a back attack class. That's not an entropy class. That's Hitmaster. Let's pull up a tier list. I'm gonna bring up all the back attackers, right? And talk about my thoughts on why Striker is the worst. But here's all the back attackers, right? We have this, we have this, we have this, we have, you could potentially consider that. Well, we might not consider it. Striker, the 2 strikers, you have Control, you have EW, potentially FI if you play Entropy, but that's not the meta build. Kind of the same thing as Shadowhunter, right? Hunger, Lunar, Pinnacle, Punisher, Predator. Here's all the back attacks, right? Literally strongest, highest damage ceiling, right? And I'm gonna move these down here. I'm gonna move these in kind of like the areas that I think, like, again, I think these are kind of like similar, but just have like different pros and cons. But like literally, all of these are way better. Oh, Ari, sorry, Ari. Where is it? Ari, there we go. I'm sorry, guys. No, actually, out of the Deathblades, I would play Ari. Personally, I would play Ari over Surge. I like Ari a lot more. I think it looks way cooler. But literally, highest damage ceiling in the game right now, right? Also, another extremely high, potentially second, like, you know, one of the highest, potentially the same or close to the damage ceiling of Surge, but just way harder to get. Very high damage ceiling, very easy to play. This one is a bit more clunky, kind of like Striker is clunky, but again, damage is good, right? EW, very clunky as well, but also damage is good. Hunger, very easy to play, damage is good. This is literally the same thing as Striker, but just does way more damage and way more comfortable to play. Ari's probably higher ceiling, but quite impossible to hit, yeah. He's losing the underdog and outperforming average? No, I don't. This is literally copy pasta Striker. This is just Deathblow Striker, but better. Pinnacle, I mean, of course, does more damage, way more synergy, has a lot more utility as well. You have a fucking parry, makes it way easier to play. Punisher Slayer, it's clunky, but it pumps. Predator Slayer, we all know, one of the strongest class, like one of the higher damage ceilings in the game. Not like the highest, but still, pumping on this is easy. It's a swift class. It's comfortable to play. Right? Predator Punisher uses Predator Thirst. Yeah, Predator Thirst is probably like the easiest back attacks to play, right? And they both output like crazy amounts of damage. Now, again, PS, I think maybe on damage level might be around the same, but it's just a lot more comfortable to play. You don't have to like worry about meter. You don't have to worry about like shit, like being knocked out of shit like as much. You don't have to worry about meter as much. You still have to kind of worry about it, but it's not as bad. FI, again, just very mobile, can chase back pretty easily. But again, both of these are not really entropy classes in my opinion. Their ideal builds are Dom/Nightmare, things like that. It's not entropy. Literally, this class, the only reason why people don't like it, and it's like bad, or quote unquote bad, is because you're literally just the ugly brother of goddamn Pinnacle, but also you run out of mana. And like being a swift class, having to chase back is kind of hard. But to be honest, it's kind of a lot of times just like pressing buttons, right? Pressing buttons, chasing the back, and then you'd be able to do good damage. Again, the damage ceiling I'd say is like pretty like not bad. It's good. Damage ceiling is pretty good, but it's just like you're running out of mana all the time. But then these two classes, literally, it's like your damage is not great. It's fine. It's at best a B+, but at the same time, you have to run goddamn Laz Umar set, which is like one of the clunkiest fucking card sets in the game. And you have to like not do mechs. You have to do like manage your fucking Laz Umar and then like avoid mechs. And then also at the same time, sometimes you accidentally proc it and you're just like, God damn it, I hate it because you're forced to do some mechs. Bro, Umar Laz, Ultimate Griefing card set, yeah, it's ass. It's really bad. Why do you say that in title? I love Striker. I mean, I love Striker too, but it's not a good class. It's not a good place right now. I would say, again, we're talking about this right now, but out of all the entropy classes, it might be the worst, if not like one of the worst, if not the worst entropy classes. Next to Control Labor. This is the only class that I would say like gives it a run for its money. And that's not because it's damage, it's just because like it has mana issues. Most of my strategists drop Striker or Breaker. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. The aesthetic, like for me and maybe a lot of other people, they picked up Striker because of its aesthetic. And Breaker basically has like a very similar aesthetic to Striker, but like is a way better class. Deadeye Enhance is worse than him. So the thing is, Deadeye is very clunky to play, right? It is very clunky to play. I'm not going to say it's not. Probably more clunky than Striker. But the thing is, EW actually does really good damage. Whereas Striker, I would say, you know, in terms of damage, I would put EW here, and I put Striker, like, here. You know? Like, on a tier list. Like, it's an entire tier below, in my opinion. And it doesn't make sense that literally this class out here is shitting out 500 mil surges every 7 to 9 seconds, whereas my LTS is coming out every 16 to 20 seconds, like 16 to 18 seconds, and I also have to charge it up. That is really rough. And then we also have War Dancer, right? We have Esso War Dancer, which has the whatever, or War Dancer, which has like the dragon skill or whatever, which is basically Lightning Tiger Strike, but you don't have to charge it up. It's like literally the same thing, but it's like not charged. So it's like, it's just really ass. This one's a little bit better. Esso Flurry is a little bit less clunky, I'd say, because it is a little bit more flexible, but still I put it in kind of the same tier. So that's kind of like where I'm at with Striker. I just think it's out of all the classes, right? Out of all the classes in the game, I don't think it's the worst class. Of course, there are classes that are in worse places, but if you're looking at all the entropy classes isolated right here, it's not good. It's in a tough place. Which is why when people ask me like, do you recommend people playing Striker? I'd tell them, if you like the aesthetic, if you like, you know, the playstyle, sure. Actually, not even playstyle. If you like the aesthetic, go for it. But if you want to play a class with the same playstyle, you literally just play Lunar Reaper. Lunar Reaper is the exact same thing as Striker, or Deathblow Striker, except it's stronger and it's more convenient. I'll demonstrate it again, but we're going to go to Trixia and I'll show you. Like, it's literally the same gameplay loop. Because Striker, how you play it is 2 generators into a spender, 2 generators into a spender, 3 generators into a spender. That's exactly how you play a Striker. And Lunar Reaper does the exact same thing to a T. It's not even funny that it's the exact same thing. So it's like generator, generator, spender. Generator, generator, spender. Generator, 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 spender. It's literally the exact gameplay loop. But yeah, it's literally the same gameplay, except you have Nightmare. You have goddamn Black Mist to go through the boss like that. You have double counters. Like, it's just a way better class to play with the exact playstyle. The one thing you do give up is, like, 1, your synergy, and 2, you're a lot squishier, right? Like, the Striker synergy is good. It's a good synergy. It's one of the better synergies in the game. But at the same time, in my opinion, if you want to play synergy, then you just play War Dancer. Just play War Dancer. It's way better. It's a stronger class, and it's more comfortable to play, and provides the same synergy, if not better, because of FI. So yeah, that's exactly what I would think about for anybody who is asking me like, do you recommend playing Striker? I play the class. I love the class. I think it's, you know, aesthetically one of the coolest classes in the game for me. But unfortunately, if it was like a person asked me, would you recommend it to people? Unfortunately, in the state as it is right now, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Who knows? They might buff Striker next patch. I mean, it's possible. You're right. But I highly doubt it, considering the fact that we did get a buff last patch. But Copium, maybe. But the thing is, I don't even think that what I would want from Striker isn't even a buff to the damage, per se. Like, it would be cool and nice, because we are kind of, like, I'd say in terms of damage, like underwhelming, I guess, for a back attacker. Most of the back attackers in the game, actually, I'm pretty sure all the back attackers in the game do more damage than we do. Um, but I would just love some like quality of life stuff. Like I would love it if we made it so that you don't have to charge up LTS anymore. Make it so that or make it so the charge time's like faster, kind of like as fast as Glavier, like the what's it called, Red Dragonhorn, like as fast as that one would be nice. Something like that, right? Or like fixing like Tiger Emerges, because it's so annoying how like a lot of times when I'm using it, I like phase through the fucking boss for some weird reason. Um, they did give Storm Dragon Kick some paralysis immunity, which I really appreciate, but it's, there's other things as well that are kind of frustrating. And honestly, Sweeping Kick and fucking Moonflash Kick are both clunky as well. They're both slow. They're really annoying to use. Moonflash Kick is a 2-hit skill, and if you don't hit the second part, you like lose out on a lot of damage. And Sweeping Kick is also like super slow, right? Look at that shit. That takes 10 years to come out. Like, it's not great.